What's going on, guys? Tim from Tim's Garage, and today I'm super stoked because I'm going to be doing the most anticipated mod on my 2018 Triumph Thruxton R yet, and that is swapping out those stock silencers, the stock mufflers, with these cool, awesome, louder, smaller, more streamlined and beautiful ones I picked up from Cone Engineering. You can see it says Cone right there. I actually got these right from Cone themselves. They were $460 before shipping and tax. To get them into my house, it ended up being about $520. So they're not cheap, but they are about half the cost of some other exhaust systems. And after doing research, for the price and the sound that you get, these seem to be really legit. So I'll be taking off this stock one on both sides and slipping on this guy, and you can see the size difference right there on how much smaller and tighter and more streamlined these Cone ones are gonna be. Also, you can pretty much see right through these things, barely any baffles, so that sound is really gonna open up. Now, if you remember, I do already have my X pipe installed, so the sound is much better and poppier with the stock exhaust, but still lacking. So I'm gonna do a before video for the sound so you guys can hear what it's like with the stock mufflers and the X pipe. And if you're looking to hear what completely stock versus X pipe sounds like, I have another video that you can get in the description below or in the link above at the end, or just go searching, but make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can stay in the know. But this video will have the before with the X pipe and the stock exhaust, and then X pipe and the new Cone mufflers. In here, they came with the 2 cones, and they also sent you a kit for instructions that includes, looks like the gasket maker, the clamps, and a few other little pieces to pull this all together. It's nice that they give you this whole bottle so you don't have to go out and get your own. They do obviously anticipate and expect that these are for track use only. Remember that, track use only, and that you'll be using these on the street. So obviously you swap them in and out. And I am planning on just keeping these cones around for when I'm riding around town. But anyway, super excited about this. So let's get started and hear what it sounds like, and then take this thing apart. Let's get started here. Should be pretty easy. There is just one bolt here on the clamp, and then there's also this hex head bolt here. Those two come out, and this thing should just come right out. So this is a 10 mil, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that going here on the clamp. Okay, clamp is loose. Let's grab our hex head key for the muffler itself. Now, I actually did take this stuff apart when I did the X pipe before. And this would be a little more difficult if you had pegs, which I don't have yet. So obviously when I get those, I'll be doing a video on that. But really, it's just a matter of loosening this up, man. Nut. And there you have it. Exhaust is off. Step 1 done. Just want to do a quick size comparison between the new Cone exhaust and the stock slip-on. Look at that size difference. I mean, this thing probably weighs almost twice as much, so I'll be cutting down that much weight as well on both sides. But yeah, that is quite the difference. All right, so the next step before you install the new slip-on is to clean off the header, get as much of the dust and residue off as you can from the exhaust, because you're going to need to put some of that gasket sealer that they gave in the package on here. And so what I have is just a rag, and I have some brake cleaner, so I'm just going to spray that on and then give it a wipe. There, now it's pretty clean and ready to put on the slip-on. All right, so the next step is to put some of this high temp RTV silicone gasket maker around the outside of the header pipe here, and then also on the inside of the new cone where it will be making contact with the header itself. So let's get some of this put on here. It says just to put a light layer on, so really just kind of like add a few little beads like this all the way around on the back side. And then once you do that, you just you want to spread it around like this just with a glove so you don't get the stuff on your finger. And then just coat the area in a nice light coating where it will be making contact. All right, same deal here. Just get a little bead on the inside here. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just get a little bit in there. Kind of evenly spread that layer. The inside of the tube. Like that. All right, our next step now is to get the new slip-on installed or lightly installed and just put in place. So the slip-on comes with these new clamps, one for each side. So we're gonna go ahead and slip this on over, boom, just like that. And then slide the slip-on onto the header pipe like that. And that's kind of where it will be. So before we tighten things down, we got to grab our new spacer right here. And this spacer goes between the passenger peg mount and the muffler bracket. And then grab our stock hardware, this piece here, and slide it through. So you can twist the muffler, which is easy. Put that through like that. Boom. Now the muffler's hanging. And don't forget the nut for the back. And then just finger tighten that. We'll be tightening everything down later. And then for the clamp, we want to get that kind of snugged up too. And the key to the clamp is you want just to kind of cover those slits that are in the slip-on. And you kind of want it to be hidden so you're not, staring at the clamp hardware. Let me adjust the camera here so you can see that better. And I'm just gonna kind of tighten this up a little bit here. Get it to kind of where I want it. There, so that's in a spot where it looks pretty clean. You're not seeing the main bolt hanging out. And that's what the slip-on looks like when it's kind of all in place. So the next step is to actually go and tighten everything up and do that on both sides. So you want to make sure that you've got the right side in the correct spot, left side in the correct spot, make sure everything looks aligned, and tighten everything down. Then once we're done with that, we clean up the pipes and we'll call this project done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all snugged up. All right, guys, so everything's nice and tight on both sides. It's looking pretty good. The final step here is to actually just use some rubbing alcohol to clean the fingerprints and the grime off of the pipes. They said you need to do this, otherwise it could ruin the finish of the new pipe. So just remember to make sure to clean that off when you're done, and don't touch that stuff with your hands. So let's go ahead and just get a rag, put some rubbing alcohol on here, and just wipe that thing down. Clean it on up. Get the fingerprint grease and whatever else is left off of this. So it's nice and clean and beautiful. And there we go. All right, all cleaned up, tightened up, and ready to go. Those are some beautiful cone exhaust slip-ons. I'm loving that sound. That's the sound this bike should have had out of the box, but that's okay. It's about $700 worth of mods to get it there.
Okay, so got the cones on and gonna go for the first ride here and see how this baby sounds. So let's get her fired up and go for a little cruise around the neighborhood. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear that with my helmet mic. But I'm gonna do a few other shots so you can really get that sound. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good.